everyone. We're Steph and Rachel, the creators of Wealth, Wisdom, and Wellbeing podcast. The spirit of this podcast is to share the conversations and curiosities that we have with a greater community in the hope that we can develop wealth, wisdom, and well-being for ourselves and those around us. Simply put, we're in the pursuit of financial freedom and opportunity, meaningful relationships and experiences, and an increased quality of life to be able to enjoy all of it. We just want to live our best lives and help you to do the same. Come with us on this journey. Let's have some laughs, learn from our communities, and get that bread.
Hello, Rach. Happy episode 14. Right? How, like 14 episodes ago, like I know, my mind's blown too. I wanted to say like 12, but no, here we are. And
Yes.
Same wavelength. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, here we are, catching up. We've had some like 3 incredible guests sharing all their wisdom and all the things.
Yeah.
What you looking forward to today?
Oh, I'm looking forward to a laugh. I feel like we usually have a laugh this year. There's 2, but it's different. I just don't catch up. I don't know. I'm looking forward to kind of relax. Just like the others were stressful. Just a nice, easygoing chitty chat.
Just a little chitty chat.
Yeah.
I'm totally excited about that too, and just kind of go off fly by the seam of our pants, and just just check in. It's so nice to connect on here. I know we were kind of catching up just a bit before we hopped on, and we both had pretty eventful weekends and not a whole lot of downtime before we hopped on here. So
yes, none at all. But that's okay. I'm still energized. But yes, and we both had a weekend of connection. I went on our annual camping girls trip. So we were out in the mountains for 2 nights. Myself and 7 other ladies. So that was a super fun time. And you were with a bunch of ladies.
In the mountains as well. There was 10 of us, and we were in Canmore, had a fun bachelorette weekend, and just, it's been nice. I hadn't been to an overnight bachelorette in a while. Like,
it's your bachelorette?
I think so, like, literally, I was like thinking that was the last time.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. Like, such a good weekend of connection and some freaking hilarious moments, just, of course, right? Like, like belly, like uncontrollable laughing. So
I love that.
It's so important. That girl time, that mom time. It's awesome.
Yes. And there's nothing better than that belly laugh where you're like, you can't see, you're crying your eyes out, just trying not to pee or fart.
At this age, we do have to also, you know, not even the farting, but the tinkles, like, you know, those bladders, they're just not quite the same.
So I can't tell you how many times we talked about pelvic floors on this trip.
Yeah,
like,
really?
We were just about getting to each other's hoo-haws, seeing who had the strongest pelvic floor. Not actually, but I felt like that's how much we talked about it. It was just so much pelvic floor talk. Well, everyone had a child. So
they know.
Yeah. We're at that age. Were there younger people at the bachelorette party?
There was a mix. So I think the youngest was like mid-20s, and the eldest was, I would say, maybe late 50s, somewhere in there. So
what
it
a
was
spread.
Fun. It was really neat. And then the majority, we were kind of late 30s, early to late mid 30s, somewhere in that kind of life, you know?
Yeah.
So there was perspectives from all different. So that was pretty awesome. I learned this, like, speaking of pelvic floors, like, so, you know, we think about like Kegels and all these different things. I learned this one, and what did they call it? The lung? The loan? Something when you, to tighten up all this.
Okay.
Have you heard of this thing?
No, but we also talk so much about necks. This is mind-blowing. Audience,
Why?
Steph and I have not discussed our weekends together. The fact that you are discussing this, right? This, like the turkey.
Oh, yeah.
And we both talked about necks, and we both talked about pelvic floors. With women, we are concerned about some shit. That's what it is. And we're all concerned about the same shit. So what is this move?
And this is coming from like a mid-30, late 30-year-old. So this move, apparently it's this.
For those of you who are just listening, Steph just mean mugged the shit out of me. What is that?
No, apparently you put, especially for photos, if you want to like contour and then start to work those neck muscles, you need to go.
So what are you doing though? Are you pushing your tongue against your teeth?
You push your tongue, like, so you go in front of your teeth. Oh, see, you get a little duck lippy there. Yeah.
But this, yeah. But then you'd have to censor out this whole part. You wouldn't even see.
Yeah.
Like, yes, your face is contoured, but you look like an asshole. Like, there's no. You look like a contoured asshole. Is that what we're going for?
I wonder. I'm like, I am a really big cheese grinner. Rach has a big, beautiful smile. These lovely chiclets. Like, we like to show them off.
I know.
So this move made me freaking howl because I did try to do it just like that in front of the ladies. I'm like, what is this? So maybe I'm doing it incorrectly, but that's what I saw. Oh, yeah. Whoa. Look at it. Look at it.
Don't get it.
I couldn't.
But yes, it does the things you're talking about.
It does. And then with time, it's supposed to, tighten up all this stuff and all those things. But yeah, I learned a lot.
All things very useful. Not to knock your bachelor party. I know that's just one of many things.
Oh, yes. Yeah. It was one of the hilarious things.
What's interesting about that, though, is so you haven't gone and like partied for a long time. Like you haven't really had an overnight, you were saying, or anything like that.
No.
Is there anything that now you've stepped away from this experience and thought to yourself, I'm too old for this shit?
Yes. There are so many things, Rach. I think the whole idea of like a bachelorette party in the late 30s is just so different. I was so excited to hang out, do all these things. And Steph at, 38 is not the Steph that was at like even 34 or like 20s, right?
Yeah.
I'm too old for this shit. I think I'm too old for all the partying. So I actually have not had a drink for over 5 months. It'll be 6 months in June. Well, we're in June, so it's coming up on 6 months.
Yeah.
And just like, this was a topic that a few people were kind of asking because they know me. I like to know whoop it up. And whatever. I did whoop it up. I still had an amazing time, but I didn't drink. So that was something where I'm like, booze, I'm too old for this shit. I'm too old to like stay up till 2 a.m. and be so like liquored up with these Jello shots, which there was a root beer float one, and I smelled it. So I was like, and guys, nice. I'm not like a recovering alcoholic or, nothing like that. It's just a choice.
It's a choice. Yeah.
It's just a choice for numerous reasons. And I just, well, one of the main things, Rach, is like, we went to high school together. We were high on life. Like we never needed something outside of ourselves to have fun. And I've noticed like, I kind of relied, I think I said this in another episode, like a little bit on alcohol to have fun, or like I would actually get quite overstimulated with a lot of big crowds and things. So I would be using alcohol as a way, maybe drinking a little more just to cope my nerves, And so I was like, I want to tap into having this like free-spirited fun again, because that is in me, it's in all of us. So that like inner child. So that's a big reason. So anyways, this is only one part of it, but yeah, and then I'm also too old to stay up past 12 p.m.
Yeah.
Not all the time. Like I sometimes still I am a night owl, but like when it turned 12 p.m., I was like, good night, ladies, peace out. I put in my little earbuds and just read a little bit and hydrated, and felt great. So
good for
that's
you.
what came up. There's a couple out there.
I am not too old for a lot of what you said. But I will say I'm too old for shots. Like, we're done with shots. I'm not doing shots. I do not need a quick way to get drunk. Like, I can do it the slow way. It's fine. Like, I'll take my time and get to my buzz. I've not cut out alcohol. For those that are listening, I'm holding a glass of wine.
Cheers.
I was also unplanned for this episode. Cheers. I just wanted it. So, but the shots I'm too old for. But not too old for, like, you now. So with the girls, we all kind of brought a cocktail, which was super fun. And I like the bougie shit. I want the Grey Goose in my Caesar. I want, like, beautiful. My one girlfriend made a peach mint margarita thing. It was stunning. Like, I love that stuff. And my girlfriends put so much care into, so what I'm not too old for, into presentation. Like, they're like sourcing out big crystal sugar to rim the glasses and like beautiful cheese for charcuterie, like all of those things that I just appreciate and savor. All of those things happened, but a lot of it had alcohol, but I'm totally okay with it. It also was like throughout the day. So I'm too old for blacking out. That doesn't happen anymore. And I'm too old for hangovers. So yes, I wake up tired. Alcohol does not give you a good sleep. If you ever watch your heart rate, you have a monitor and you have a few drinks. Even one drink for me will do this. Like, I'll notice it tonight when I go to sleep. I don't have as much longevity in, like, my REM piece of my sleep cycle or my deep sleep cycle. Gotcha. So my heart rate's just like this. Like, it looks like I'm stressed out, which isn't good. Like, I'm not like alcohol is not good for you. We all know that. But I don't get hungover. I'll have like 5 cocktails throughout the day, and then I'm chugging water from 10 till 1:30 in the morning is how late I stayed up. Yeah. But we're also not like.
But some changes.
Yeah.
No, it's like that, like it's like an experience thing, and I can totally like resonate with you, even though it hasn't been like alcohol for me, but like when I go to a place, there are so many good 0 proof options with no alcohol, and I appreciate when these restaurants and establishments are putting in the effort for that presentation. I too really value that. Just because, like, I've had a few places, not this weekend, everywhere in Canmore was really, really, really good. I had the best Virgin Caesar with, like, a skewer. They had, like, the pepper, the green bean, the rimmer. Like, it was in a glass. Didn't serve me plastic, like, thank you, because there's been some places that served me in a plastic giant cup. I'm like, I am not 12. Like, so if you're gonna give me like a Moscow Mule, put it in a copper mug, like, you know, or a 0 proof one. So right?
Yeah,
totally appreciate all those.
What I'm not too old for, hydration. I've never hydrated so much in my fucking life. Like 50% water. Like, I'm just, I know. Look at this.
We all the time this weekend. Like, not the exact type, but like huge ass water bottles.
I love that.
Huge, right?
It's so, like, we are so fucking ridiculous. I know. We all have our Stanleys.
Woohoo. Yeah, mine's not a Stanley, guys. I didn't go on the bandwagon, but it looks pretty similar.
Is it Wahala or whatever those ones are that everyone wants?
I don't know. It came in the Jilly box. I still get that once in a while if I'm chosen. Grosh. I think it's a Canadian company. Yep.
Yeah, hydration is key. Okay, what else?
I love how you're rocking the old Nalgene, like the classic Nalgene bottle.
I upgraded to these like sipper stoppers or whatever.
Oh, yeah. I know. So you're not like gonna pour it all the way down. That is a good call, Rach.
Yeah, like a
box. I love those bottles.
This like lid thing was as much as the whole bottle. Like Nalgene, Now she knows what it's doing. It's like your bottle's only going to be $12.99, but this thing's going to be $15.
Yeah, but I'm not too old for convenience or something that's really functional.
Yes. Never.
You pay the little extra to get that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want water on my face. Talking about paying a little extra. I shared a bed this weekend and it was totally okay. It was with my tiny friend Lindsay, in a giant king bed. Not a problem. I do not mind.
Yeah.
I'm too old to share a single bathroom with like 9 girls. Like, not doing that anymore. I don't care if it saves me $25 a night.
Yeah.
Like, not going to happen. And I get that this comes from a place of privilege. You know, okay, you have money to like set yourself up. And yes, I do have the money to put myself in a room. Like, that's just part of the budget, ladies. You just work it in. I'm not too old for that. No, not going to happen. I didn't leave my house and my kids that are always on my person to be like sardined into a hotel room. No.
Right. Yeah, you want that comfort. Yes. I also shared a bed. I think it was maybe a double.
No.
So I think I'm too old for that shit.
Yeah. This might be the last time. Time.
I think everyone else was too old for that shit because they were in a room with someone who was like,
no. Stephanie, you were.
Remember, I went and put in my little earplug.
For yourself.
I know. The first night, I didn't even have to share a bed. The second night was totally fine. The person who like was beside me, Kayla, she was awesome, and she just like we both just snuggled on our sides, and we brought our own blankets and all that stuff. It was totally fine. But yeah, the bathroom thing though, like we had 2 bathrooms in there, and that's a thing. Like that was, still wasn't enough. But that comfort, like you want that comfort. You want to, you know, rather than scrimping your pennies, you're paying for that. And especially, like you say, when you have a family and they're always, you want that.
I just want
Yeah. I totally have such appreciation for it because I remember Rach for my bachelor party or bachelorette. Remember, you got that room for yourself.
I stayed in my
own. Stay with us, and I was like, oh, so sad. I get it now. I 100% get it. I was like, well, there was something to that Rach did.
I did COVID too, and I was just like, I want out of the house, and I want my own. I want to order room service. I want to eat it in my bed. I want to watch my show, and I want to pass out. Like I want to be in my own filth.
I get that. Because I also need so much alone time. Like, I am too old to be go, jam-packed schedule. I need downtime.
Yeah. Yeah, just to recharge. There's just a lot that happens in your day, in your head. I find that too. Sometimes I just need, like, so today I came back, love the girls I was with, like, love them. No knock on them at all. I could have done another day, to be honest. Like, I really was enjoying it. And then I come home and the boys are outside. Aaron's visibly, I don't want to say stressed. He was in go mode. He's getting shit done. Just like really like, I just need to be in the zone. He was like meal prepping. So grateful for my husband who meal prepped for the next few days so I didn't have to cook today.
Amazing. Yeah.
Very
go Aaron.
Very lucky for my man. But I was like, I'm just going to be in the garden. Like I still want to be in nature. I'm going to pull some weeds. I just want to be outside. Like, I'm not ready yet for my family. Like, that's how I felt.
You need that transition time, though. It's that transition time. That makes a lot of sense.
The quiet.
You know? Yeah, and it's hard because, like, yes, they're excited to see you. And, like, yes, like, you want to relieve Aaron, so to speak. Like, but, like, you do need that just downtime a little bit just before you come back. Because, it's so relatable.
Mm-hmm. Because you're just trying, it's not like I was hosting everyone, but you're just trying for everyone to like, you want to make sure everyone's comfortable and having a good time and feeling, right, like they're enjoying themselves. And that's not stressful. It's just a lot. It's a lot of energy. a lot of mental energy. Yeah,
and
it's a lot of
it's
energy.
constant. And that's the other thing I even said to Sean, because same thing, like some of the girls I know really well that were there, some I just met, others I know like a little bit, but like also great group of women, loved them, loved the energy. And there's a lot of people in tight spaces. There's a lot of like different like energies coming in, you know. One of the girls had like something that was like super stressful the day of, like, you know, I was like super overstimulated being out at all these crowded places. Like I'm so over crowds. Like nature is just such a beautiful place to recharge. And and so that transition time is huge. I also needed that. When I came home, I didn't get it right away, but after the first hour of connecting, then I went in and just had some downtime. So yeah, just laid in my bed.
Too old for crowds. Not fucking interested. I don't care who's coming into the city. I don't care if actually I would stand in the car for sure. But typically, like in and out, don't want to know. One of the biggest events in North America happens in our city. Oh, near us, right?
Oh, yeah. Stampede.
The greatest outdoor show on earth. No, don't want to go. Don't want to fucking go. I don't want to be in the crowd. I don't want to be corralled into a space. I don't want the loud music. I like to party. I don't want the drunkenness. Like, I don't want to stand in a line for a drink and then for the bathroom and then for the train and then for the car park. Like, no, do not want to do it. Do not want to do it. No.
When was the last time you went to Stampede, Rach?
Oh, it was a couple of years ago. I went because some friends of ours had free tickets to the rodeo.
Okay.
So I do like the rodeo, and they were like private sections, so it was kind of nice. Like the people come to you for drinks and food, and you don't have to get up really just to go to the bathroom. But we went and we left. Like there was no, let's just walk around the grounds. But that was the last time. That must have been 3 years ago.
Yeah, maybe? It's been at least that. I think it's been before 2020. So maybe 2019 or 2018. And I have no desire anymore to go. The rodeo I agree though, is super fun. And I don't mind the like the grandstand show if you have seats and you're, you know, I don't want to stand at the bottom like we used to do and things like that. But
do you know how much the tickets now are for the grandstand show?
No.
So there was like a corporate coupon code that you could use for the company I work for, and I think for the four of us, my family of four to go, would have been like $850, something like that.
For four people?
Yes.
Holy.
Absolutely insane. It's insane.
Is insane.
Yeah.
No thanks. So you're out with the crowds as well. You are too old for that. Where would you rather be, Rach?
Hiking. I'll hike a trail any day of the week. Like that is definitely what I prefer. And more recently, golf. I love golfing. I know. Just thank you to my friend Nicole who like sparked some type of passion in me because I love it.
So there's this like picture from the hotel room. It was like base camp, and so they're really cute. And it says, and I just resonated. I was like, this is my motto for life. And what it says, so if you're just listening here, you're not watching the video. It says, go to the woods, live a quiet life. Nice. And I was like, I love that.
I like
just
that too.
Peace. Find peace in the woods, you know?
And it doesn't mean you're not doing anything. It's the other side of that. No. It doesn't mean you're like a recluse. You're just, it can be. Like, I mean, you can be a recluse in the city, but it's just, I feel like slowing down and expressing gratitude for your surroundings and being active within them, right? Like, is that kind of what that means to you?
I think it's being present. Yeah. So very present enough to even like witness and just observe like the magical things, as like funny as that or fluffy as that sounds, the magic that's happening all the time. We were just recently at the lake, Rach, and there was this little turtle that we came across, and had I not been in this, just when we're at the lake, I'm a lot slower with my movements, not rushing around, I am where my head is where my feet are. Like I really am a lot more present just in that environment. And I saw this little baby turtle. It was just so little, like the size of, a couple toonies together. And so we went over, my daughter and I, and like we just went and like watched the baby turtle, and it was trying to get to the lake. And so yeah, just to slow down enough to actually see that stuff. I was like, this makes me so happy.
I
So
love
this
that.
is like one of those things I'm obsessed with. And I know we were like, this has replaced crowds and nightclubs and like, oh my gosh, just going to every event and being so social and just saying yes, 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 yes. Sometimes even out of obligation when I actually was like, no, I don't want to go.
That's the next one. Too old to say yes to all the shit that I'm invited to. And I will say that also includes new friendships. I'm finding, especially where I kind of have this unique opportunity where I can connect with a lot of women, not outside of this, like this obviously is its own cool thing, but in my other life where I'm connecting with women and they're so lovely and some want to continue a conversation or like, hey, I would love to meet for coffee. And I don't have the time or the heart or the energy to say yes. And I almost wish there were like 3 of me because then I could and I would continue those conversations and like do all the things, but I just don't have it in me. Like I don't have the capacity to invite a whole bunch of new people in my life. And I can't give them from me what I think a good friend is. I just can't. So that's the other side, like saying no to lots of opportunities and activities, but also to people.
That's a really good one. No, I don't think so. It's going along with that, like protecting your energy. And I mean, if it's not going to be especially like a relationship that feels fulfilling and it's a two-way street, like I'm too old to put in more effort than the other person. You're not going to text me back. You're not going to reach out to me. You're not going to, make an effort and okay. I'm not going above and beyond to make that relationship work anymore.
And that's okay too, right? It can be a season. Friendship can be a season. That's okay.
Season, reason, or a lifetime.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's okay. No one's gonna, maybe someone will cry about it, but you won't. That's so harsh.
Maybe a little. But some of them are like friendships, like especially the ones where you realize, oh shit, those were just for a season. Oh, I've grieved friendships hard because I give my all to friendships. Like I am a very loyal friend and I am a very trustworthy friend and I am someone who, like historically, I think since becoming a mom, it gets a little bit harder, but it's hard when you don't get that back. And I think I'm just realizing, exactly what you said. Is this where I want to be putting my energy? So I think one of the ones on mine here was like kind of going along with that, putting other people's feelings over my own. I think that kind of ties in. Like I'm too old for that. Like, oh, I don't want to hurt their feelings. So just on the relationship one. So I'm going to say yes, even though I'm really tired and I have so much going on, but I don't want to let them down or disappoint them. And it's like, not that I don't care about people's feelings. I really do. And I need to care about my feelings the most first. How do I feel first?
And I think that's very much too, like, I won't say yes to something if I'm not that into it. I also won't commit and then flake. Like, that's not me. So if I've said yes, I'll go. Unless something has come up, like, I'll be there. But if I'm not interested, I won't lead you on. Like, it just, and I find too, and I think the other women in my life, especially the ones I'm camping with this weekend, are like this. They will say, like, I'd rather stay home.
Yes,
and it's
they're very blunt about it. Yeah, there's no
okay.
excuses,
Yeah,
which I like. I appreciate that even more nowadays.
Yes.
Like when someone's like, yeah, they're just straight up. There's no excuse. Just like, no, thank you. I'm not interested in that.
Yeah.
And more and more people I have seen do that, and I've done that more as well.
Yeah.
But I'm the same. I don't want to commit to something and then change that plan. So I'm pretty much like, oh, I said I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Unless it's absolutely something. And, you know, I've canceled here and there, but I usually say like, I overcommitted. I'm so exhausted. I apologize. Yeah. Let's do this instead if you're open. But yeah.
Yeah, I find that. Do you find that's kind of an attitude with women more our age or older than us? Like, I don't know that happens with women. I have my one friend, right, who's like age gap of 500 years. And I think that she is more likely to
not respond.
Avoid. Yeah.
I think so too. I think I was going to say exactly. I think it's a lot more avoidant, kind of that ghosting thing, you know, just like not even, or just moving past it and not acknowledging it.
Yeah.
That drives me crazy though.
Yeah.
I can't, like, if someone's doing that to me, like, I'm not going to let that slide, you know? But that's, I think, how a lot of the friendships are.
Yeah, just like doesn't want confrontation, even though this to me is just a discussion. But I think there's something there.
You know what I was going to say? I feel like that's that ability to sit with discomfort.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like that younger generation right now, like, that's hard for them. Like, that resiliency is as a generation. This is from the millennial me, but I feel like that's just a big difference. They want to avoid it rather than have that discomfort and feel that.
Yeah.
Which is suppression, guys. So if you are in that younger generation, you got to feel it to heal it, y'all.
Yeah, I like that. And like, everyone's a big girl. Like, my world won't shatter if you don't want to come to my tea party. Like, I'll move on. It's okay. Like, that's the other thing. Yeah. Sometimes I think to myself, I'm not that important. Like, it's okay. Like, I'm not going to break or make their life. And if I am, and it's not my husband or my kids, that's a problem. Like, that's a them problem and not a me problem.
No. And we can't be responsible for other people's emotions, right? Like, as long as we're being true and kind and, you know, within integrity, I mean, that's not our responsibility, their reaction, and vice versa. Like, yeah, we're big girls, like you say. We can handle it.
The other thing I've noticed is nowadays, in conversations, I'm more likely, especially at work, but even in my everyday, to say, I disagree with you. And then kind of like say my opinion or whatever it is. I'm getting.
Yeah.
I kind of love it. And not to be disagreeable, but just not to like stir the pot.
Argumentative. No. Yeah.
But more so just like, no, I think you're wrong. But I don't say it like that always. But I'm no more like, oh, that's interesting. No, it's not. Actually, it's just really fucking dumb. So
yeah.
So I do that more. Yeah.
Just saying, that was my number 4. I said,
interesting.
Pretty much, this is what it is. I said, I'm too old for shrinking myself to make other people feel comfortable. So that's like not sharing my opinion, not disagreeing with others, not sharing my truth, just being quiet and just like, you know, if I truly, sometimes I just don't say my opinion, even though I don't agree, because I don't really care about it that much. So I'm just not going to put my energy there. But if it's something that is important to me and I feel like, I will speak up now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And,
where does that come from? Confidence? Experience? Both?
Where does that come from?
Maybe
self-trust?
Yeah, okay.
which I think it plays into confidence, knowing that I'm okay to totally be alone. And if someone doesn't accept my viewpoint, that's okay. Because I'm okay with just, if it's just me and they don't want anything to do with me, I'm okay with that. What do you think, Rach?
I think it's a bit of what you said about being comfortable with discomfort. And also, I think a bit of pride and confidence in my experience. Because I'll never say, well, I don't feel that way. Or, and in fact, if you do this, I don't fucking care. That's good for you. Like, listeners. But I'll always say, I disagree. This has been my experience. This has been what I've seen. This is what I've heard. These are the conversations I'm having where I don't actually think support what you're saying. So I have more experience under my belt to say, like, I've actually seen this scenario 50 to 100 times, and it's not at all what you're describing. I'm not about to tell you what it's like having a prostate. Why would you tell me, you know, something that you never and never will understand? Mm-hmm. So it's a mixture, I guess. I don't know, of a few different things, but mostly I think it's confidence in my experience.
So when you say confidence in your experience, it sounds like you're, and just correct me if I'm wrong, generalizing to more about the workplace.
Yeah,
like kind of what comes
also,
up at work.
Also my life, for sure. Like even, you know, the way we navigate friendships and relationships and now kids and all the stuff that comes with that. Sometimes I'm just like, that's not my experience. Like I've had a different path. And so I disagree with your generalization or, you know, you saying this is how it is, because it's not in my experience. And if that's yours, how interesting, but just be aware that that's not universal or whatever, like the rule, right? So I think it's kind of like that. It's not just work, yes, with work, but kind of all parts of my life, I'd say. Yeah.
And I feel like for myself with that, you know, before I might be more apt to people please or to just like not stir the pot, or so but which now that is, I'm just going to speak my truth. However, I also wouldn't tend to be like, I disagree, or I wouldn't, maybe, because I think for me, it's realizing that for that person, from their lens, that could be the case for them. So I think that's where I'm more like, yeah, okay, tell me more about that. Or, you know, and just kind of get curious about it a little bit more, to better understand, because often things end up kind of being closer, I think, than we even realize between each other with some of these things too. But yeah, it's so interesting though, just to take that first step to even just voice or ask the questions and then state what your opinion is too.
For sure.
It's empowering. Like it's really standing in your own power.
Yeah, I think so. I think the more you do it, the easier it becomes too. And then kind of like the other side of that is I feel like you want to choose your battles in a sense.
100%.
Yeah. So I feel like there's some strategy there. I kind of like the long game sometimes where I'm just like, I'm going to pocket this one for a later date.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So you can pull it back out and just be like, oh, I wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that part I kind of like too.
Yeah. Well, I think you are very strategic, right? Like with a lot, and not saying positive or negative, it's just like you do have a lot of like, you're very intellectual in the way that you go about things. And so, you know, to go and like have that process through it. And for me, I just think with that, it's like, okay, you know, like I just like not attaching as much energy to things as anymore, you know, like, oh, okay, if that works for you, or if that's, you know what I mean? Like just, yeah, like kind of not involving myself in so many of the things that drama. I'm too old for drama.
I'm too old for drama. So that's an interesting statement you just said, because I pull up in the trailer, Aaron comes out, like, how was the weekend? I said, fantastic. I had a great time. He's like, any drama? And I was like, what an interesting question. And I paused, reflected. Like,
Nice.
no drama. I can't actually remember the last time me and a big group of girls went out and there was drama. Like, it's just, that's not my crowd. Those are not my people. I'm too old for drama. I'm not gonna go away from this and think, fuck, I gotta go talk to her. I gotta go do this. I shouldn't have said that. No. Like, come as you are and be yourself. And that's just the group I have now. It's like, there's no drama. There's no drama.
How did you respond to him asking you that?
I just said no. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
And what do you think prompted him to ask that? Because that is really interesting.
I think it's a stereotype. A bunch of girls get together. That's what I think it is. I don't think it was anything. I think that's just what he thought. Oh, a bunch of girls with their drama.
Right. Yeah.
But we're also,
and that's just.
It's also, it sells, right? Like,
yes. Watch all the TV shows, all the reality. Yeah.
Yes, like that's what sells. I know a lot of people watch those shows, and a lot of people listening probably watch those shows. I can't. I
can't as much anymore either.
I'm so uncomfortable. Sometimes I just think, like, why are we? And obviously the reason is viewers, but it's not the norm. That's not normal. I don't think it's normal. I don't know.
But for a lot of people, it feels normal. This came up a bit on the weekend too. Like, some people watch like those forensic files or those like murder mystery shows, and it's a way that they relax before going to bed. And it's like such an interesting thing, because it's like, what about that makes you feel relaxed and ready for bed? Right. And this has come up a lot. Like, there's not just in this weekend with this group of women, but even men that I've talked to, a few guys like close to us have said similar things.
I love the murder mystery shows, but I wouldn't say it relaxes me. For me, what I like is the development of the stories. It's like the detective chasing the crime. Like, I like that. Like, the little detail that someone picks up on, and that's what they chased, and then it came to whatever. Like, those are the things I'm more interested in, is the unveiling of the big whatever. But not to relax. Like, I'd have to watch something light after that before going to bed. And it's all fucked up. That is an interesting thing. Like, it's all fucked up. Even the murder podcasts and all of that, they're so popular. And why they never end well. I also do it. I watch them. I'm like, this isn't going to end well. It's a fucking sad story, but I want to watch it.
And it's like, what about that? Is so intriguing. I can't do any of those. It's even to get me to watch like a horror movie or something like that, I just can't. It just makes me feel, I have such a vivid imagination too, and it's too much. It overwhelms me. That's the HSP in me. But
last night, my friend and I, it was like late. Everyone had gone to bed. It was midnight. I'm like, do you want to do a walk? And so we took our little lantern and walk around the camp loop. And nothing is lit. Like, it is pitch black, and there's a corner going around where it's not very dense with trailer or campsites. So it's even more dark because no one has like an awning light or a campfire going.
Right.
And my imagination went from 0 to fucking 1,000, and I start walking quicker, and she's like, I was like, I'm kind of freaking out. I'm like, I don't like this. I'm a little bit scared. She's like, what are you afraid of? Stop walking so fast. I'm like, even my body was just like, let's go. But I totally went to like, well, a bear's obviously stalking us, and it's waited for this dark corner on this road where it's gonna ravage both of us. Like, just so dumb, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
It was very scary.
No. It's amazing what the mind can do. It's so powerful. And it's like, because those thoughts then produce a physiological reaction in your body. Like,
your
it
mind
releases
is
all
so powerful. It's so powerful. I created a story. My body reacted because it was like, this is real, even though none of it was happening. It's crazy. Yeah.
There was something I was there's just something I was reading, but it's like the things that people are scared of is like death, themselves, and their mind.
Whoa. That's heavy. Death, sure. I'm afraid of death. Even when I think I'm going to be close to it, I think I'll still be afraid of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
What was the second one?
Themselves.
Well, we've talked about
their
that.
Mind.
Where it's like,
their power.
What am I most afraid of? My shit actually happening. And then the mind. I haven't really thought about the mind. I mean, yes, we just talked about how, your imagination created something that your body recognizes as real. But I haven't thought about it much more than that. How would you describe like being afraid of the mind?
My interpretation of that would be just like the thoughts that come up, right? Because we've talked about this before as well, that so many thoughts that we have, not every thought that we have is real, and we don't need to entertain every thought. Like, okay, the thought is real, but it's not the truth necessarily, right? So I think there's a lot of confusion, or people think, oh, I had that thought like I'm a bad person, or oh, I had that thought like I'm a loser, or like, I don't know, like just who knows what comes up for them, right? Or that kind of thing. But like just think about how many people just like self-sabotage themselves in so many situations, or don't follow the things they want to do because they talk themselves out of it. Because they overthink, they overanalyze, they over-research, whether it's investing or their health plan or taking a step into entrepreneurship or something as simple as, I don't know, cutting their hair. I don't know. But yeah.
I booked a haircut for last week. I had this moment where every time I brush my hair, like the ends are breaking off. Like it's just.
Oh no.
Yes, I don't know. It's all the dyed stuff that's just like still dead and
brittle,
and it's fine. But I was like, I just need to cut it. Like I just need to cut it. And I love my long hair. I was like, I'm gonna book the appointment. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get the Carrie Russell. This shit is coming off. And then 48 hours before, I was like, no, I can't do it. I can't go that short. I'm gonna regret it. But just talking about haircuts, they can all be very scary. And just if you think you want bangs, I know you look great in bangs, Steph. I've had bangs before. But every time I get them, I'm like, I cannot wait till these grow out. Like, I regret them instantly.
Do you?
Yes.
I saw a girl in Canmore coming out of the bagel shop, and she had bangs with her sunglasses. I'm like, damn, I miss my bangs.
You can rock them, though. You're also not as oily as I am. Hello. So maybe it's just, like, better for your, like, staying fluffy and beautiful, And it's fine.
As long as I'm not sweating, because I am like run hot sweaty. Yeah, totally. Well, Rach, is there anything else for those I'm too old for this shit before you like dive into your like, okay, so what are your, is there anything else for that first?
Too old for filters. This is what you get.
Like social media?
Yes. Like, I have a few on our page, high five, where I've used a bit of an effect. And sometimes it's fun for the background stuff, like when things are glittering. Like, sure.
Yeah.
But I can't show up with perfect skin and, none of these wrinkles and no scar. Like, it's not me, and it feels uncomfortable. I don't like it. I don't like the way it looks. Sometimes in my head, I'm like, what if someone discovers that I'm a real human being with real skin? Like, how embarrassing will that be? Even the stuff I watch, when I see that there's something going on, I'm kind of like, I'm not interested in what you have to say. And
I agree.
I'm just, how real can you be with me if you're covering up who you are? I don't know.
Yeah.
So, too old for filter.
Too old for filters. That's a great one. That's a really good one. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Do you have
I love that one.
Do you have a last one?
A last one. You know, I had the same bed and bed sheets for a long time.
Oh, yes.
So
I feel like I know where this is going. Yeah.
I'm too old for cheap bedding. Yeah. I need like this like luxurious feeling fabric that's just yeah, like a nice duvet, weighted blanket, all the things. So I'm too old for cheap bedding.
Have you invested in grounding sheets?
Oh my gosh, I think I'm gonna I think I need to now because it's come up a lot. Do you use them?
I don't, but I now, the past 3 days, have 2 people that are like, oh yeah, I have grounding sheets, obviously.
This has come up a lot in the past 6 years, but like earthing, so there's like earthing or grounding mats, same thing. Basically earthing, if the listeners you don't know, it's when you go barefoot on the ground. And then the frequency, or not the frequency, but the I don't think they call it the frequency.
The ion?
Yeah, it's like something to do with that pull of like, just maybe it is frequency, but it's from the earth to your feet, and then it really, that like the vibrations and the frequencies and all that things, it recalibrates your body to make you feel more grounded and supports your nervous system. So yeah, tell me what you were discovering this weekend.
So my one girlfriend who does my lashes, because in the spirit of transparency and no filters, like my eyelashes are great. So she does grounding sheets. So she has, she plugs in. She's really into grounding. She talks about that a lot. She got the sheets as a Mother's Day gift, maybe. And she said the first few days she had a really bad headache. And her husband had researched or like whatever, checked online and said that was part of it. He said that was like whatever it is. I'm pretty sure it's ions. I think that's the idea about grounding. That's what the grounding wire in your like the electrical is for. So I think that's what it is. But his words were, it's like you're detoxing, like you're getting rid of whatever, and so that's why you have a headache. And she said it just took a couple days, and now she feels good. I can't. She didn't say if she feels better. So next time I see her, I'll ask. And then my girlfriend on the weekend has grounding sheets, and she's a very practical, like pragmatic person. It kind of surprised me a little bit because I do feel like it's a little
out there
a little bit. It's just, and maybe it won't be in 10 years, but today I find it to be a bit out there. And she likes
pseudoscience.
Yeah. So maybe we get some sheets and we see if there's a difference.
That might be a good idea. And I just did a little chat GPT because this is one thing as we move into what we are obsessed with.
Yes.
This is one thing that I am obsessed with. And chat GPT, I am such a researcher at heart, and I just love how it summarizes all the info at first for me. And then I can do whatever further, deep diving that I need to, or refinement from there. But it saves so much time. So it does say grounding sheets are bed sheets that are designed to connect your body to the Earth's natural electrical charge. Okay. It can help reduce inflammation, improve sleep, and support overall well-being. And it is about, you're right, the grounding rods. This is how well ChatGPT knows me. Would it be a fit for you? Given that you're a highly sensitive person, HSP, focused on nervous system regulation and intuitive well-being, grounding sheets might support deeper rest and energetic balance, especially if you feel dysregulated or spend a lot of time around tech.
Interesting.
Thanks, ChatGPT. Rach, I know you have a name for yours. Do you want to share with the listeners?
John. I don't know why, but I call my ChatGPT John Cena.
I love that. That's funny.
He's my assistant. He works for me. Let's be real.
Yeah.
He works for me.
That's right.
He's free.
I love that. That's so funny. And You're right with the free electrons. So just going back to the grounding sheet, just to close that loop. And there is quite a bit of research on here, mostly small studies. And so what level of evidence this is questionable at this point, but do your own research.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to get them?
I'm going to look at them. I think I'm going to get them. It's come up a lot.
I don't know what else. So I've seen the grounding sheets and I've seen the water, like the rocks and I've seen that a lot. The filtered water, someone talking about.
Oh, yes. That's actually, that advertisement's come up a lot here for me too. Yeah. It'll be interesting. One of the guests that we're going to be having on in September, she's in herbalism. And so she does a lot of like parasite cleanses and things like that. So that would be a good one to bring up, actually both of these with her. So just thinking about that, be very interesting. So have you done a parasite cleanse before?
No. So this is where I'm interesting to hear what she has to say because I just don't subscribe. So I'm really, it'll be a very interesting conversation. Just to see kind of where she's coming from, and I'm open to learning and listening and observing in a sense. But today, I kind of don't. Anyway,
that's great to know. And for myself, I'm in the information gathering stage. So I also don't have enough information to really state how I feel, but I'm curious to learn more. So I love it. So these days, Rach, as we're kind of like wrapping up and, just kind of like, so we've talked about all the things that we are now too old for. What is something that you are a beginner at these days?
Ooh, boy. That is a very interesting question that I'm stumped. You go first. What are you a beginner at? What are you thinking? No idea.
I heard this question and the guy said that he asked it at dinner parties and, he gets a range of responses. Because as we go throughout our lives, like, especially after like our mid 30s and up, we kind of become experts in a lot of things, right? So we're not kind of dabbling and we kind of forget what it's like to be a beginner at something. And he says people either run to the bathroom away from him, excuse themselves.
Sorry, did you hear? Judy, yeah, I'll be right there. Sorry, something's happening. I need it.
Yeah, or they just like crawl. You can see them like they just are crawling in their skin, like that discomfort. These days, I am a beginner at learning Spanish. So that's something that I'm a beginner at.
Cool.
And I'd like to say I'm a beginner at learning guitar, and I am. However, I have not put in the time yet to that. That one I have put to the wayside for the year. I feel like, those are a couple that I'm a beginner at right now.
Yeah.
What about you? Did you come up with something?
I would say I did come up with something and I lost it. So maybe it wasn't really good. One that really resonated. What am I doing these days? I'm definitely being more creative and kind of following up on some ideas that I've had. So that's something that I've been doing. So I'll have an idea about something and I kind of follow it through. And it's typically something that involves a part of my mind that I don't really exercise. So that would probably be one.
What about the creative part? Do you have a little something you could share about like what activity or what thing?
Like when I have obviously we're both into journaling and I like prompts. I like journal prompts. So sometimes I have ideas for prompts that I would like to have and I'll just kind of draw them up in my journal. Just writing it, just putting it on paper and seeing like, oh, that's interesting. So that's definitely one. Yeah.
Great. And then a creative process. Yeah.
Something not as tangible, but this year really has been the first year that I've kind of let go of my control at home. So I'm a beginner at, I guess, taking a back seat to the house management. And that's really new for me. So it's actually so fucking delightful. And what I realized is, like, I commented on my husband preparing meals for the week so that I wouldn't have to do that today. I just asked, which sounds so basic and so simple, but Aaron, I'm going to be coming home from camping. I have this, date with Steph. I don't have time to prep meals for the week. Please have something ready so that we have food for Monday and Tuesday. And I come home, there's lasagna, there's 2 batches of chili, groceries in the fridge, fruit, and he's got dinner right now going for the kids. Like, I just had to ask. I would have killed myself to get something going and to do it all. So that's been really nice. So I'm a beginner at that. It's like figuring out, I can rely on my partner. And not a reflection of him, reflection of my ability to release. Yeah. So I guess that's one.
I think that is a really relatable one too, that I think will be maybe an aha moment for a lot of the listeners, Rach. And whereas before you wouldn't have asked for that help, you would have just
done it and probably huffed about it. Probably felt like I gotta do everything.
Yes, that feeling of that mental load again.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. Great one. I had something I wanted to say on that just because I was like thinking, wow, that's so nice to just so that sounds like you're going more into your like feminine energy, like that ability to receive.
That might be. The other thing now that you say that is because I've gone less in that direction of I should say more in that direction at work too. Because I have a different role where I'm not doing everything. Not that I was doing it before. I don't want to get myself in trouble here, but it's just different. I rely differently on my team. And that's new this year too. So I feel like maybe I'm relying differently on my team at home. Like maybe it's kind of a full like Rachel aha moment, not just, here. Maybe that's part of it. Yeah, so maybe going more into that energy, like you're saying, and being less, I have to control it all and do it all.
And do it all, or else it's not going to get done, or it won't be done correctly.
That's right.
Or like things. Wow. Yeah, great one, Rach. That's awesome.
That's a fantastic question. I love that. I'm going to say that at parties and just watch. I'll say it to the people I don't really want to stick around.
Okay, when you want to make an exit. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that's so good. So just a quick little one here. So things that you're obsessed with right now, things now that you're, in your late 30s, what are things that you're really obsessed with?
Well, you know how I go right to physical. So I'm just obsessed still with gaining muscle. For a very long time, I can remember having this conversation before my wedding. I said, I want to look fat. This is real. And I'm not saying this is right. I'm not saying anyone should think this way. This is my experience. I remember getting ready for those wedding pictures, like the weeks leading up, thinking, I want to look as fragile as possible. I want to look as wafy and thin as I can. How fucked up is that? And so that's 11 years ago, over 11 years ago. And now I'm just like, I want to get as big as I possibly can at my age. I'm like, I want to look as strong and as beefy as my body will allow me to without like going onto steroids. So
what's been the shift?
Confidence and just wanting to be able to lift shit. Honestly, like wanting to be able to do things that require strength and stamina. So I think
also very important in this like decade coming up into our 40s to build as much muscle mass and bone density right now, like very crucial time, especially with the changes in hormones, and it will be a game changer for a lot of things for this, next 30-40 years of our lives.
Yeah. So that's what I'm obsessed with. Is like, sorry, I sound not sorry, but I sound a little bit like a meathead. I feel at times because I'm just like, my obsessions are: am I eating enough protein? Am I lifting heavy enough at the gym? And am I hydrating enough? That's it. Like those are the three for me. But like personal, I'm not thinking about family or anything, but that's what I'm obsessed with, for sure.
Well, I think it'll be interesting because when I've heard you talk in other episodes, Rach, like it'll be very interesting to get your perspective and maybe just like historically, like your different evolution with body image.
Oh, yeah. And eating.
And with eating and with aging. Because, there's a lot of those kind of like comments that you can tell it's like top of mind for you. And because we all have our things, right? Like that we can kind of start to pick out. So I think that, because I do think as women, that is just something we often do really think about.
Yeah, for sure. For
so
sure. I'd love
thanks
to
for
explore
being
that.
vulnerable.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Because that is very vulnerable.
Yeah. What about you? What are you obsessed with?
Number 1, listening to the birds.
Oh, me? I haven't really thought about it. Hey, number 1. Oh, what a great question. Oh, off the top of my head?
Oh, you see how I did that, everyone? See, yeah. Recently when we were at the lake, a family member actually recommended a bird app. So with the chirps and the sounds, it's like called Merlin. I'm in my bird listening phase, so you can identify the birds with that. Listening to my body and being present, leaning into my innate gifts. So the things that like just naturally come natural, just going back to those, I'm still in the process, but that's something I'm kind of obsessing about. Like, hey, what's really unique about me? And what like, you know what I mean? Like what is, that's something that I'm really obsessed with right now, just digging into that more. And listening to a good podcast, of course. I just love listening to podcasts so much. So those are kind of the things I'm really obsessed with right now.
Those are great. She just wrapping up this morning at the campsite. We were talking about taking it slow. I didn't want to like leave right away. So we had a coffee, had a fire, just slowly putzing around. My girlfriend was like, "Oh, I honestly hadn't noticed like that space. I noticed this. I looked over. I'm like, oh, that's a beautiful bird." And all of us were like, "Do we know what bird that is?" I have no idea. I know it's not a toucan, or a turkey. Like, I have no in-between bird knowledge.
Right. Yeah.
But it made me think about, it'd be kind of neat to have a little bird book. Or, I mean, now with technology, a bird app. Just to be able to see.
They have one, though. Even like really a physical book, though. Yeah. So you're not on your phone. Yeah. And for regions, see, now I'm getting excited about it, but for regions, you can get birds specific that are kind of in that region. We saw at the lake a pileated woodpecker, so that's kind of the classic Woody the woodpecker.
Okay.
They're so beautiful and big. They make a lot of holes in the trees, and they make this drumming sound, but I love them.
You're siding.
They're kind of shy too, but yeah.
So you're getting old when you end your podcast, Wisdom, Wealth, Wellbeing, with birds. Bird watching, bird listening, bird apps. I get it now.
So, yeah, exactly. Yeah. What are you doing for wealth as we wrap up these days?
Oh, what am I doing? Well, not for myself, but for others. So my nephew just had a birthday. In his card where I gave money, I said, spend this on whatever you want, but if you want to invest it, I can do that. This could, and I wrote something like, this could be $200 next year.
Yeah.
And you know what? He might spend it on fucking whatever. At least he reads it.
How old is he?
He's 11.
Yeah.
So even he was so cute. He read the card out loud with me watching him. It's so adorable. And then he said, because I wrote, he was like, "Can this be whatever $100?" So even just to have him ask, I was like, okay. So that's what I'm doing for my wealth. I fell off the map for meditating, and I know that it might fall into well-being bucket, but what I'm finding is I don't have clarity of thought, and I think it has to do with my not having meditated. I'm talking months. It's been months that I have not done it consistently, and I have to get back into that just to center and ground in a sense my mind. So that's probably my wisdom. The wisdom part is I tell everyone to meditate, and I'm not
because
doing it. Yeah.
Well, you're seeing though how it's a great one. Great nugget. Yeah.
And then well-being, back to the gym. So just moving every day. Even camping, I indulged my little heart out and no regrets, but I also moved a ton. So and I just need that. I need the balance. So the well-being and back to the gym and back to lifting. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
What about you?
For wealth, actually kind of similar. So we've got 4 jars that have been set up for Miss R. And she is learning about saving, investing, spending, and donating. And so that's been a new thing. We've just been having a lot of conversations in the house around that. So each week she has like a job chart. She doesn't get a standard allowance. She gets it to earn something. She's working towards rollerblades right now.
Cool.
So this has been about a month and a half. I think we started a little too big with the goal. We had to pull the roller skates because they were already pre-bought, but they're still in the box. So we had to pull them from the back of the vehicle and bring them into the house as some motivation, which has helped. But very, very close to getting that. Awesome. So that's one there. For well-being, spending a lot of time in nature, getting feet back on the ground, especially now that it's spring. So doing some grounding and getting that morning sun still has been really great. I love going out on the deck. And then wisdom, I would say my big piece of wisdom is don't take advice from people who haven't been where you're going.
That's good.
So when you have some changes coming up in your life, you're thinking about doing something that a lot of people haven't done, or, you know, they've never done, just, you can hear them, but you want to take it from the people who've been where you're going.
Mm-hmm. I think that's great. Good reminder that you just say, shh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, or just let that just go in one ear and out, right? Because as Brene Brown would say, those are the cheap sheets.
Yeah.
That's not what she would say. Those are the cheap. We don't want cheap sheets. No, I'm too old for that.
That's Brene Brown, but Brene Brown has a different
it's right. Yeah. Brene Brown, those are the cheap seats. Oh no, it's catching up with me. The cheap seats, y'all. Oh, I don't know why I go to y'all. I feel like, am I kind of partly from Texas? I want to go to Texas or something. Y'all? Like, I've never been to Texas.
Are you listening to something with you us all? Draw right now?
No, I'm not, but that's kind of funny. But anyways, everyone, there's a knock at my door. Thanks so much, Rach, for this conversation. It was so good to reconnect. And we are actually taking a pause over the summer. So catch up on all the episodes that you haven't caught up on yet. And we'll be resuming come fall. And we're so excited to share our new guests with you. We've got 2 lined up for fall already. Yeah. Have a great summer, everyone.
Looking forward to it. Bye.
This podcast is designed to provide listeners and viewers with a general overview of how to start investing and growing wealth, provide value to our communities, and live a life of wellness. It is not designed to be a definitive investment guide or life guide to take the place of a qualified financial planner or other professionals. Given the risk involved in investing of almost any kind, there is no guarantee that the investment method suggested in your personal or financial life will be profitable. We do not assume liability of any kind for any losses that may be sustained as a result of applying the methods suggested in this podcast, and any such liability is hereby expressly disclaimed.